Hey everyone, welcome to the All About Auburn podcast. Be sure to smash that like button, dislike button, whichever one. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. It kind of helps me grow, makes me put out a little bit more content. So the Auburn Tigers beat Alabama State 62-0. The Saturday prior to a really big game, we got to go on the road, take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. It's prime time, college game day. I believe I've seen college game day is going to be there. Prime time, their annual whiteout game. Penn State's number 10 in the country with today's AP rankings. Auburn moved up to number 22. Thought we should have been around 20, but after this game, it's not really going to matter because we have to play the number 10 team in the country. Go handle business. Everything's going to work itself out. So I'm going to go over statistics. We're going to go team stats. Auburn gave up 176 total yards. Very good. That's about what they gave up to Akron last week. We had 538 total yards. We really didn't pass much. A lot of drop balls by receivers. I thought Bo, even though all the criticism I've seen on, the All About Auburn page, and Auburn pages like that as well. Bo Nix looked good. Yeah, he did have the fumble. Almost threw a pick, and that was a good defensive play. I believe we had 4 or 5 drop balls. One was for a touchdown. Kalen Newton dropped, hit him right in the hands. We had 364 rushing yards. More on that in a little bit. We gave up 46 rushing yards to Alabama State. I believe we gave up -3 last week to Akron. So we've allowed 43 rushing yards through 2 games. That's awesome, obviously. 21 first downs. We was about 55% on third down efficiency. Could get that a little bit higher. 1 for 1 on fourth down. We went for it on fourth. Auburn and Alabama State had the same number of plays. We punted 1 time in this game. Alabama State punted 10. This is where my problems start to come in. 10 penalties for 67 yards. We have to get that cleaned up. There was a ton of offsides. You cannot play a team like Penn State or any good team and expect to do that and win a game. Bo Nix lost a fumble. I want to say he either outright dropped it or it was knocked out of his hand. I'm not really sure. I probably should have checked out that film one more time. But, yeah, don't need that. We had the ball for 27 minutes. They had the ball for 32. Anyways, great game, 62-0. You play, like I said last week, you play a bad team, you go kick their ass, move on. There you go. Go over some stats. Bo Nix, 9 of 17, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. With the drops, if they catch half of them, he's like 12 for 17. And, that looks a lot better. Finley came in and threw an absolute dime. He threw the best pass of the day. He was 2 for 2, 66 yards, a touchdown. Okay, this is what I'm really liking. Jarquez Hunter, 8 carries, 147 yards. He averaged 18.4 yards a carry in this game, which is absolutely absurd. He had a touchdown. Tank had 11 carries, 122 yards. Didn't get to see the end zone, but he's gonna be there all season. It's okay. Sean Jackson got to play some more. I'm liking this Sean Jackson kid. Yeah, he only had 38 yards, 3.3 average. Not really fast, but this dude's a bulldozer. He's big. He's like, I want to say he's 5'9", 5'10", 235. No, 236. That's a big kid. Robertson got a touchdown run for 36 yards. The transfer from Georgia, former number 1 receiver in the country, per recruiting outlets. And this guy's coming on. They also put Jordan Ingram in. He had 2 rushes for 8 yards. I thought he looked good, the 2 rushes. He looks like somebody that can definitely be a capable back. I'm going to point out Robertson, 3 receptions, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns, things like that. If you watch my videos, they like to get in on the video as well. 2 touchdowns. Malcolm Johnson Jr. had a touchdown. I believe that. Was that thrown by Nick or was that thrown by? I can't remember who threw that deep ball to. Anyways, so Colt McLean led the team in tackles. He had 10 total. McCrary had 7 total with an interception. He had that big pick 6. Really got – see, in this game, the offense didn't have to do everything. We had a block punt. We had a blocked field goal for a touchdown. What was the block punt for a touchdown? I can't remember right now. It may not have been. Anyways, that pick 6, if you're good in all 3 phases of the game, offense doesn't have to be light out, which rushing the ball, we were lights out. Also, Jarquez Hunter broke the record of longest run in Auburn history with the 94 yards. That was held by, I can't remember the guy's name. I believe it was 1936 or 1938. So that's obviously remarkable. Also tied the record for most points in the quarter. We scored 35 points in the third quarter. That's absolutely insane. You gotta love that. A ton of guys got to play on defense. I mean, I'm looking at this box score just for reference. I mean, there's 20 plus guys that got to play on defense. And they put Geis back there to return the ball in the latter half of the game. He had some trouble bobbling the ball a little bit. And on one, which he got a good little return out of it on one of them, but you got to let that ball go. There was a defender right there. You know, it's like one of those bounce, grab and goes. Kind of needs to stay away from that. Honors Carlson went 2 for 2 on field goals. Kicked to 34. Chapman had a 47-yard punt. I like that. Anyways, but you know, next week we're going into a very hostile environment. Nobody's really giving us a chance. Why, I'm not 100% sure. I think Auburn looks really good. No matter who you play, you go in there, like I said, you kick their ass, you get out of Dodge. There you go. Now I'm going to go to around the league right quick. It's something I want to do because I watch all the games. So Pittsburgh ended up beating Tennessee. If you're a Tennessee fan, which they're already saying fire Heupel, you know, a lot of their problems are their own fans. I mean, that's pretty embarrassing loss. South Carolina kicked a game-winning field goal against East Carolina. I mean, that's pathetic. They look good week 1, and this kind of makes me think that, you know, they're the same South Carolina team we've been seeing. Minnesota struggled with Miami of Ohio. They won 31-26. Looks rough. Upset of the week, pretty much. Oregon beat Ohio State at Ohio State. I thought Oregon looked damn good. My dryer's going a little crazy. I thought Oregon looked damn good. Big concerns about Ohio State. Are they a bad program? No, obviously. Is this going to affect them in the future? I don't think so. But you got to win games like that, especially at home with the talent you have. Kayvon Thibodeau didn't even play for Oregon. He's their best player. Florida beat South Florida 42-20. They looked a little rough in that game. I'm not really sure how they're going to look next week at in the Swamp against Alabama. May end up being a good game. We're going to see. Notre Dame. Now, I was keeping up with this like crazy. This had me hyped just because it's hilarious. So, Toledo was winning against Notre Dame 29 to, 35? Yeah. No, I mean 29 to 25. And Notre Dame at the end got a touchdown, sealed the deal. But they beat Toledo by 3 points. So, Notre Dame cannot be that good this year. A&M struggled with Colorado. They got it was 3-7 pretty much the whole game. End of the game, they got a touchdown, pulled it out with, I want to say like 2 minutes left. 10-7. A&M starting not to look very scary on the road where we have to play them at. Georgia absolutely obliterated UAB. I mean, what do you expect? Georgia's a good team. I think they have the best defense by far in the country. Just my personal opinion. Penn State, who we played this week, won 44-13 against Ball State. They took at home they took care of business. I thought they looked a little sloppy at times, but you play a team like that, go in there, handle your business. Alabama beat Mercer 48-14. And the first quarter of that game, Alabama looked pretty rough. Mercer was keyed in on defense. They were stopping the run for the most part. Bryce Young looked a little shaky on some of his passes. I wasn't too impressed. But Alabama handled business. Let's see what they do with the Swamp this coming week. Iowa beat Iowa State for the first time in, I want to say it's 9 or 10 years. That was a pretty good game for the most part. Gus and company won 63-14 against something called BCU, and it's B-CU. I don't know who in the hell that is. Mississippi State beat NC State by 14 points, 24-10. And going back to Alabama played Miami week 1. Absolutely skull-drug them. Looked like a good win. Definitely not a good win. Miami beat Appalachian State by 2 points at Miami. Miami's just not a good team. That definitely diminished a lot of the momentum around that win Alabama had, in my opinion. Oklahoma back on track, 76-0 against something called WCU. Here's one I thought was funny. See, I knew they had the capability to do this, but the talent gap was so huge, I didn't think this would happen. Texas on the road at Arkansas, 40-21. Watching the game, it didn't even look that close. Arkansas was better in every single facet of the game. Arkansas got moved to number 20 in the AP poll. Texas was ranked pretty highly. I want to say they were like 14 or so, 14, 15. Deserving of Arkansas. Arkansas they struggled to rise week 1. They may be on track for, a pretty decent season by their standards. Ole Miss beat Austin Peay 54-17. Handle business. Missouri, Kentucky. Now, if you didn't watch this game, you missed a good game. This was a damn good game. Missouri went to Kentucky. They lost 35-28. That was a damn good game. This is hilarious. Florida State lost to Jacksonville, which is an FCS team. They lost 20-17. I was watching a video earlier that was referencing this game. I'm trying to remember. I want to say it's been like 30 or 40 years since they lost to an FCS team. Florida State played Notre Dame last week, played them really close. But it's, like I said about – let me go back to see that Notre Dame score. I forget who they played. My point is that they looked bad, and Toledo, they barely beat Toledo by 3 points. Yeah, Florida State's a dumpster fire, man. There's nothing else you can really say about that game. But it's funny as hell, it's content. LSU beat McNeese State 34-7. Michigan beat Washington 31-10. Vanderbilt pulled it out against Colorado State 24-21. Man, Vanderbilt's looking rough. They got the win. Well, when they get in conference play, man, they're definitely in trouble. The BYU beat number 21 Utah 26-17. They actually moved up in the top 25. This one's absolutely hilarious in my opinion. Stanford went on the road to Southern Cal and beat them 42-28. I don't know if y'all have ever seen, which I'm sure you have, the movie Life. Can't get right. USC, Southern Cal, they can't get right. That's it for week 2. I'm not going to talk about all the games because, a lot of them are, bottom barrel teams. I'll point this one out. Memphis won 55-50 against Arkansas State. Anyways, a pretty decent week of football. I'm really looking forward to week 3 when Auburn plays Penn State on the road, primetime, college game day, and in their annual whiteout. and just pushes their shit in for 4 quarters. Nobody's really giving us a chance to win. I believe ESPN on their little predictor gave us a 37% chance to win. To me, that's a slap in the face. Auburn hasn't played two great teams, but they've went out there and handled business. Right now, Auburn has the number one scoring offense and number one defense in the country. Now, obviously, that's going to change over time. I hope it doesn't, obviously, but you play two little cupcake teams, and your numbers are going to be a little bit inflated. But yeah, I definitely think to the game, I may do a video on a score prediction. I'd like to check. I want to see who all's coming back for us. Shivers was hurt. Tarvis Dawson didn't play. There was a few guys that didn't play, and plus I like to check out Penn State's situation, leading up to the game. My biggest concern is us blocking their front seven, our offensive line, because this is their first test. Receivers need to stop dropping balls. You can't do that against a good team on the road and win. Catch the ball. Limit the penalties. The penalties, we were just we probably could have beat them 70-0 if not for penalties. Alabama State. Limit the penalties. The muff punts. You can't be doing that. Going to be a good game. Penn State has talent. They got that number 5, that wide receiver. I can't remember his name. Dude's good, very good. I'm not completely sold on their quarterback. He's looked okay at times. Noah Cain's the running back. I know you remember his decision came down to Penn State and Auburn. Chose Penn State. I haven't been impressed with him thus far. Penn State has a good defense, though. They really do. And I'm very eager to see if we can block that because Tank's gonna, if there's at least half-ass blocking, Tank's gonna get his yards. But the first two games we have done a great job of pass protection. Bo's had clean pocket. He's been sacked one time, and I want to say that sack was counted on that fumble, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, guys, that's the video. Like, dislike, hit a comment. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out. And War Damn Eagle.